Hey guys, subscribe for daily content, and if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing to share with you guys. Something from Scott. Now, Scott always sends absolutely epic stuff. In fact, it's, truthfully, I could make a playlist of just the stuff that Scott has loaned me for content. It's always absolutely amazing, especially if you're a fan of the exotic and the very less common visually types of knives, right? Usually Scott's sending the wild stuff, and I love that. It breaks up, other types of content on this channel. So I'm really excited to see what this is. Now, of course, we do have a note. I think I'm just going to go ahead and open this guy up. I do have a glove right here that I'm going to put on just in case we have something, really, shiny. I don't want to get any fingerprints or anything on it. Thanks to Scott for loaning this to me. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. Please make sure your notifications are turned on for my YouTube channel. What do we have here? Follow Scott on Instagram to take a look at his awesome knife collection. It really is spectacular. I'd like to think I've got a really cool collection. If you've ever watched my collection update videos, which you can find in the collection updates and channel history, that playlist, I like to think I've got a pretty nice collection. It does not hold a candle to Scott's. Scott's is truly amazing. So, what have we here? What treasures do you, just in case we didn't get the first one, we got the second one. It is something super special. Look at that thick, chunky zirconium Damascus. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, it's an integral. Here we go. This is exactly the type of stuff that I expect to get from Scott. Do I have another white glove down here? It's probably one of those where I'm going to want to have two. I'll use the microfiber cloth in this hand. So, ooh, ooh. So it's tricky. If you saw me kind of bracing there, it's tricky to hold on to a knife like this and deploy it with gloves, because there's no, like these gloves in particular, I can't gain any traction. So it's really easy to drop things. But man, the deployment there, wow, that is smooth. Oh my gosh, we're going to read about this knife here in just a second. I want to deploy it again, but holding on to it, yeah, see, it's just kind of tricky with gloves. And the reason I'm going over this with you guys and trying to explain it is because I don't want to make it seem like this knife is hard to deploy, or that it's not properly crafted, like the detent's not properly tuned or anything like that. No, not at all. In fact, it's really, really impressive that I can get it at all with gloves, but I can also tell that the detent is out of this world. Look at this. Probably Damacore. I've got a little bit of a smoky finish there, just kind of getting the debris off the blade. A little bit of a smoky finish on that core, and then we have some beautiful, it looks like maybe a deep etch, double polish or high polish there on the jacket. Absolutely stunning. Look at this pivot here. So this is a Damascus pivot collar, and then it has another polished collar, and then there's another center of Damascus in the middle of it. Well, obviously that's what center means, right? Absolutely gorgeous. That's crazy. Zirconium pocket clip, beautiful integral frame. So a full integral zirconium Damascus, black Damascus, zircotie, what have you. Very, very beautiful. Let's read about this knife and find out what it is. Maverick Concepts, no name, one-off integral flipper. This is from 2021. Blade Show auction, his first year making knives full-time. That's pretty amazing. High polish Balder Damacore. There you go. High polish Nichols Damascus dark tie integral frame. Hold on. Balder Damacore high polish Nichols Damascus dark tie integral frame. So this is Nichols dark tie. So it's Chad Nichols zirconium Damascus. I thought, I don't know who did zircotie, because zircotie is like a trademarked name. So I don't know who the first person, for some reason I thought it was Chad Nichols who did that. So this is Chad Nichols dark tie. I actually really like this. Really thick, chunky zirconium Damascus. And actually, it almost looks more like Mochatai, that style. Not the same thing, right? Kind of looks like that. Double inlaid Gibeon meteorite pivot. So that's meteorite. It's meteorite? It's not Damascus? Okay, I was wrong about that. Polished zirconium clip and including matching Zirc and black Damascus pivot spinner tool. Very cool. So here's his Instagram and his website, actually. I don't know why I'm folding that. There's the website. There's his Instagram. That's really awesome. So this is meteorite, apparently, not Damascus. Wild. Absolutely stunning. That is absolutely stunning. I can't believe that. The action there on the pivot is just spectacular. It's so unbelievably smooth. This is a product from 2021. This is a 4-year-old knife, right? I know people are going to be confused. Like, if you're going to touch it, why are you even wearing gloves? The idea, what I'm trying to avoid here is touching the show side and non-show side surfaces, right? On the back, because of the way that it's patterned, right? A fingerprint doesn't necessarily take away from the visuals here. I will show the back though, since we haven't really done that. But getting a fingerprint on the high polished show side is something that kind of ruins the visual for a lot of you who are trying to take that in. So it's not because the knife is delicate, or it's not because I'm not trying to put a fingerprint anywhere. It's because the main show area of the knife is this area, so I'm using the glove, the one that's most likely to touch those surfaces, right? It's my right. Anyways, I don't know why I'm explaining that, but absolutely incredible. And then it looks like it's a very bitey mirror polished edge right there. Very cool. Look at those thumb studs, almost like gems. Wild. So the titanium frame, or the dark tie frame, is actually the stop for the blade. So you can see there that that area comes back and is stopped like right there on the frame itself. Really cool. Perfect interaction with that frame. It looks absolutely beautiful. I like the just like the straightforward zirconium clip. I think that's wonderful. This is a really nice looking knife. I think that this would be great in a multitude of sizes, you know, like a medium, like a slightly larger version, or even an XL version of this. I think it'd look great. I'm going to check his website out, because I'm sure now, 4 years later, of course, this isn't the first time I've heard of Maverick. Well, no, I was going to say Customs. This might be the first time I've heard of Maverick Concepts. I'm going to check his website out personally, because I want to see what he's been up to in the last 4 years. This is really, really amazing. So I'm sure whatever he's doing now is really incredible. So I'll have that linked down in the description for you guys. And you can expect a full overview. I don't really do reviews of like hyper one-off customs, because it doesn't really make sense to do that. But I will do a full overview with all of the details included in that video. This is just more of a show and tell, unboxing, first impressions, just kind of share it with you guys. Thanks so much to Scott. Make sure you check out his Instagram. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do of course have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.